Artificial intelligence is rapidly transforming every aspect of life. However, without ethical inclusion, it also poses risks of bias, inequality, and privacy violations. And in recent years, Vietnam has made a strong progress in AI governance, according to the first comprehensive assessment of the country's AI ecosystem released by UNESCO on October 27th. Over the past decade, Vietnam has risen from 134th to 26th globally in AI-related scientific publications, developed robust digital infrastructure, and achieved a very high category in the UN E-Government Development Index, 71st globally and 5th in Southeast Asia. In legal aspects, Vietnam is also accelerating efforts to establish a robust policy framework, not only as a legal foundation, but also as a catalyst to make AI a tool for sustainable growth.
Earlier this month, the Ministry of Science and Technology released a draft law on AI for public consultation. The draft is slated to be presented to the 50th National Assembly during its ongoing 10th session. If approved, Vietnam would be among the few countries with a comprehensive AI legal framework. Over the past week, the ministry also hosted Vietnam International Digital Week 2025, focusing on AI governance and institutional readiness. This timely theme underscores Vietnam's commitment to foster international cooperation and promote responsible AI development.
Trong việc này chúng ta cũng lắng nghe các khuyến nghị, thực sự là các khuyến nghị.
We listen to recommendations from developed countries, international organizations, and especially from businesses. These inputs will help the ministry, after drafting the law, issue detailed regulations and guidelines to ensure a stable and effective AI legal framework, one that brings AI into daily life, follows a human-centric approach, and promotes responsible development.
We discussed AI governance, which is very important, and we appreciate the Vietnamese leadership in doing so, because there is a benefits and risks as well as capacity building and future perspectives we need to discuss.
These efforts are reflected in international assessments. According to the Global AI Index, Vietnam ranks 3rd globally in trust in AI and 5th in AI acceptance. This is a strong foundation for Vietnam to advance its human-centered AI governance.
I think the current governance is good enough to attract FDI. Vietnam is not starting from zero. Vietnam has really great building blocks in place already. But it needs to take the next couple of steps now to level up that governance capability to be able to really show that there is predictability in the market for the investors.
Vietnam is pursuing sustainable AI development based on 4 pillars: strong institutions, modern infrastructure, skilled talent, and a human-centered AI culture.
Now, to shed more light on Vietnam's progress in AI governance, let us hear from the UNESCO representative with his first report on Vietnam's readiness in digital governance frameworks towards ethical AI. And it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Jonathan Baker, Head of Office and UNESCO representative in Vietnam. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Jonathan Baker, for joining us today.
I'm delighted to be here with you.
So for the first question, I would like to ask, from UNESCO perspective, how do you assess Vietnam's progress in, and also efforts in AI governance so far?
So I think the progress in AI governance has been really remarkable in Vietnam. I think the government of Vietnam has put a great emphasis on the development of AI as part of their goal to be a higher income country in 2045 and double-digit growth in the coming years. With that in mind, they've really put in place a series of laws to promote artificial intelligence. There's the AI law that they're putting in place in 2025 that's going to, I think, be finalized at the end of the year. So that's, let's say, the core legislation. There's the digital technology law that also from this year, from 2025, which is the first time that Vietnam, or in fact any country, have incorporated the ethical aspects into an AI or technology law.
So how do you assess Vietnam's progress in other aspects related to AI governance?
Yes, in the legal aspect, Vietnam has been moving forward really quickly and efficiently. It's also the case in the area of education. Vietnam has put in place digital competency framework for students, and they're also in the process of putting forward a digital competency framework for teachers based on the global framework that UNESCO has put in place for teachers and students. Another area that I wanted to highlight is infrastructure. There's been quite a bit of investment in infrastructure and putting in place data centers. Another area is to make sure that AI has a positive impact on all different parts of society, in ensuring, for example, that AI benefits not only people living in cities, but also people living in more remote areas. The digital coverage and the technology coverage is really quite broad in Vietnam, one of the highest in the region.
What steps do you think Vietnam should prioritize to ensure that its development not only is efficient, but also is inclusive, and it will help promote sustainable growth?
Vietnam, which identified that, put that in legislation. Gender sort of goes across many different laws in Vietnam, and they've identified that as a topic as well for AI. So I think that's going to be really key, and ensuring that really no one is left behind in this growth, in this AI growth, so that people in remote areas as well as in the big cities have the same opportunities to participate in the digital economy. Vietnam has already made great efforts in terms of legislation, but I think it's going to be important for Vietnam to incorporate the ethical principles in AI-related legislation going forward. There's really an excellent basis here for Vietnam to become kind of a best practice in the region for the implementation of ethical AI.
Well, once again, thank you so much, Mr. Baker, for joining us in the studio today and sharing your insights.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a great pleasure.